Being a guest is by definition an invasion. You are a foreign element entering a closed ecosystem. One wrong move doesn't just make the situation awkward, it marks you as a threat to the host's sanctuary. You may never be told what you did wrong. Hosts will often smile while you break their rules, but they are silently keeping score. In this domain, your intent to be nice is irrelevant. Only your impact on their environment is measured. Perception is the only reality that matters. The expectations governing guest behavior are rarely explained or taught. They exist as unwritten social rules, learned indirectly through observation and social memory. Hosts rarely announce them, and deviations are noted silently. Enforcement is almost entirely nonverbal. Reactions may be subtle shifts in tone, body language, or the way future invitations are extended. Guests are often unaware that a boundary has been crossed. In this context, perception outweighs intent. A well-meaning act can be interpreted as intrusive or self-focused if it appears misaligned with the host's expectations. Over time, these perceptions accumulate and shape social reputation. This exploration is about awareness, not perfection. The goal is to observe how social expectations operate in practice. Most guests will occasionally misstep, and most hosts do not expect flawless conduct. What matters is the general pattern of behavior and sensitivity to the temporary status within another person's space. Rules escalate in seriousness. Minor lapses may be overlooked, but repeated or significant violations influence how a guest is perceived and whether future visits are welcomed. The interaction begins before you even step inside. The transition from public world to private sanctuary is governed by 3 specific codes. Rule number 1, the temporal buffer. Never arrive early. In the social contract of visiting, late is forgiven, early is an intrusion. The host uses the final 10 minutes before an agreed arrival time for mental preparation and panic cleaning. This is their transition period. Arriving early shatters their composure and forces them to entertain you while they are still working. It begins the interaction with a debt of stress that you cannot repay. Rule number 2, the threshold scan. Do not ask, observe. Many guests stand in the doorway and ask, "Should I take off my shoes?" This puts the burden of decision on the host. They may politely say no to be accommodating, while secretly fearing for their rugs. Observation is superior to interrogation. Pause at the threshold. Look at the host's feet. If they are barefoot or in stockings, you follow suit immediately. Tracking outside filth into a clean zone signals a fundamental lack of respect for the territory. Rule number 3, the gift of low value. If you bring a gift, it must be consumable, not burdensome. A gift that requires work, like cut flowers that need a vase, or food that needs to be cooked, creates a chore for the host right when they are busiest. The ideal gift is low maintenance. Wine, chocolates, something that can be placed on a table and forgotten. A gift that creates work is not a gift, it is an obligation. Once inside, you are consuming resources, space, attention, and energy. The good guest minimizes this consumption. Rule number 4, the Wi-Fi wait. Never ask for the password within the first 30 minutes. Asking immediately signals boredom. It implies that your digital connection to the outside world is a higher priority than your human connection with the host. Wait until the rhythm of the visit is established. If you ask too soon, the host perceives you as checked out, and the energy of the visit flatlines immediately. Rule number 5. The hydration test. Always accept the water. Hosts have a primal psychological need to provide. When they offer you a drink, they are fulfilling the role of provider. Even if you are not thirsty, accept the glass. Take a sip. This small submission validates their effort and puts them at ease. Rejecting every offer makes the host feel useless and creates an awkward imbalance in the social hierarchy. Rule number 6. The open door policy. Never close a door that was open. In a private home, an open door signals communal space. Closing a door, unless you are using the bathroom, signals secrecy, judgment, or a desire to exclude the host from their own room. If you are in a bedroom or a study, keep the door exactly as you found it. A closed door makes the host suspicious and feel alienated in their own home. The most dangerous part of the visit is the end. A poor exit can ruin a perfect evening. Rule number 7. The slap of the knee. You must signal departure 15 minutes before actually leaving. The human brain hates abrupt transitions. You cannot simply stand up and walk out. This feels like rejection. Nor can you linger indefinitely. This feels like entrapment. You must perform the ritual. Slap your knees, say, "Right then." This signals the beginning of the end. It gives the host permission to stop entertaining and allows the conversation to wind down naturally. Failing to signal leaves the host stuck in performance mode, draining their social battery. Rule number 8. The ghost trace. Look back before you walk out. The perfect guest is a ghost. They were there, but left no evidence. Look at the room one last time. Is a pillow slumped? Is your glass on the table? Is a chair pulled out? If the room looks different than when you entered, you have failed. The host's final memory of you should not be the act of cleaning up your mess. The pattern across all these rules is friction reduction. Being a guest is not a right, it is a temporary grant of access. The good guest is not the one who is most entertaining or the one who brought the most expensive wine. The good guest is the one who leaves no trace. Mastering these codes does not make you fake, it makes you considerate. A guest who understands the weight of their presence is a guest who is always welcome. Once you leave the private home, different codes apply to the public sphere, where the rules are enforced differently, but no less quietly.